Welcome to the BAI Show. My name's James Rankin and I'm here with Ollie Jackson. Welcome, mate. Thanks for coming along.
Thanks for having me, mate.
So, living property. Tell us about it.
Bring the branding along.
Yeah,
Always
for
be
sure.
Marketing.
You're in the Melbourne uniform. So Melbourne uniform with
you got the memo.
That's it. So, mate, living property, like any relevance to your, like the living part with the business?
I don't actually know how I came up with living property. I think it was, property, like the buyer's agent space is all about living your dream. And it was like, property is what we're doing, renovations, property. So I actually don't know how I came up with it, but I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's so catchy, you know what I mean? Like easy to say as well, so people remember it. But mate, we were just talking before jumping on, we started about the same time. Like we went through the course, went through BAI roughly the same time. So what were you doing before BAI? Like, 2018. So if we can remember back that long.
It's like 7 years ago.
I know, it's crazy.
Mate, I was working in construction 6 days a week, 12 hours a day for probably 9 years.
Yeah.
Making crazy money. Well, relative terms to, someone that didn't go to university, I was making more than a surgeon. But I was commuting 3 hours every day. So from the peninsula to Melbourne, back and forth. I had 2 kids and I basically never saw them.
Yeah.
So I was just constantly traveling. And while I was doing that, I was listening to lots of property podcasts.
Yeah.
Buying property myself, renovating it, listening to podcasts. And I actually heard Ben on a podcast. I literally pulled over in the middle of the M1 on the side. And back then, he used to actually have his phone number at the end of the podcast. And I called him and signed up on the spot because I was just over the driving. I was like, I can do this. I reckon I can do that.
I have a similar story. Like, I didn't call the number, but I made an inquiry somewhere. I listened to a podcast too. Yeah. So it was when he was doing the quit the 9 to 5 t-shirt. Yeah. And he called me, and my recollection of our sales call was when I was on the M1. Like, believe it, I was driving somewhere and I was on the freeway. Like, it's, you know how like certain memories just trigger you?
Yeah.
I was on the freeway. I was on the freeway talking to him. And I remember the text as well, because he was quite, he said, I'll dial you at X time. Like, that was his words, the dial part. And I was like, it's so unique. Like, I've never heard anyone say that before. And that text plus the memory of me driving on the M1 is like what I have when I signed up. That's my memory.
Right.
So funny.
Yeah. It was,
and because he was doing the sales calls.
Yeah.
Like, he was doing all the sales calls back then.
It was him and Anna. That was it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that was your moment jumping into BAI. Construction for 9 years. What were you doing? Like, what was the...
I was a fencer.
Fencer?
Yeah,
there you go.
Which is random. It's actually the only trade you don't need a trade.
Yeah.
So I was in hospitality before that.
Yep.
A friend of mine was a fencer. I got a job with him. I think my first year I made 80 grand. Very, very hard work.
Yeah.
But I hustled. I was up to like $350 a year.
Crazy.
Which is kind of the golden handcuffs.
Yeah.
You know, what person that doesn't have much of an education make $350,000 a year and want to walk away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty hard. That's why most construction workers are there till they're 60.
Yeah. Yeah, and they don't know how to manage it. They earn the good money. They go buy the nice car. They get caught in that loop.
Can't live without it.
Jet ski. It just keeps going. TAB.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole kit.
And they can't, like, if they went down to 80, 90 grand a year, how would they live? They're used to 300. Yeah. And they still got no money.
Yeah, it is nuts. So construction, in that trade, wanted to get into like interest in property. So you had an interest in property at that time. Did you buy any of your own properties beforehand?
Yeah, so I actually met another buyer's agent. So Frank Valentic, who was probably one of the first buyer's agents in Australia. He'd been around for 20 years. I met him through a friend. And I was going to buy a property. And then I went out with him one night. We got really drunk. And he's like, oh, that's what I do. I'm a buyer's agent. I'm like, what the hell is a buyer's agent? Like, never heard of it. This is 10 years ago. Actually, this was probably 2011. So it's at 15 years ago.
Yep.
I'm like, how are you going to, like, didn't make any sense to me what it was. And he actually bought me I bought a block of units with him. And that's how I learned what a buyer's agent was. I'm like, mate, I could do this.
Yeah.
And then, like, I was probably 5 or 6 years later when I heard Ben's podcast. And I was like, oh my God, that's what Frank does.
Yeah.
Someone can actually show me how to do it.
Yeah, the puzzle sort of came together for me, like listening to the Property Couch guys. Yeah. And that was probably my first exposure to it.
Yeah.
As like, this is an actual job.
Yeah.
or a thing, right? And then Benny came along, said I was in the real estate world, so I was dabbling in it. But it's funny how things get put together. So bought some units with him, and you'd done renos, like that was your thing. That was your thing.
So I'd finish work at say 6 p.m. I'd renovate till midnight. I'd wake up at 4, go to the gym, do that every night. So I bought and renovated it was usually probably a 2-month process, and then buy again. And I just kept doing that. And then I had multiple friends ask me like, what the hell, how are you doing this? And I started doing it for them for free. And then that's when I heard Ben's podcast, and I'm like, hang on, I'm doing Frank's job. I'm doing it for free, and this guy can teach me how to do it. So it kind of all just went, oh, what am I doing? I can actually do this for a job. And Frank does very well for himself. So it all kind of just came together once I heard that. That's literally why I pulled over. I just fast forward to the end, got the number and called him straight away.
So good. So fast forward, you're now buyer's agent, or like you've gone through, nearly had a crash on the M1, calling Ben, now a buyer's agent. What did it look like the first year? Like, let's just say the first year of running the buyer's agency.
The first 5 years has been a roller coaster. Actually, the first 8 years. Let's not kid myself. The first year was, I probably only signed 2 clients. So I actually did both for 9 months. So I'd be on construction site all day. It took me a while to do the course because I was like, when I had time, if I had reception, because I used to work in a car park, so I wouldn't have reception. So then I'd try and do bits of the course, get my license, start reaching out to real estate agents. I actually caught up with an agent today. It was the first guy I ever did a video with 8 years ago. Ash Martin, real estate agent in Frankston. We're really good friends now. But so that's the kind of stuff I was doing when I had time. I'd go meet some agents and try and do both. I did both for probably 9 months. So signing clients was pretty hard.
Definitely.
I did a couple of free ones, a couple of $5,000s, like, hey, I'll help you buy some houses. But it was more just like, BNI, meeting people, learning as much as I could from Ben. But the first year didn't really make any money. But I learned, first of all, how to do a video, because my first video I watched it the other day. It was horrific. It was like the first 3 years were horrific because I'd never done anything like that before. So the first year I kind of got more comfortable in front of a camera. I didn't know what a CRM was. I didn't barely use my email. Meeting all these business people, it was like a totally different world. I probably read 300 books, did the Wim Hof course, like all that kind of stuff. The first year was just like, what the hell are you
overload.
doing?
What age were you at that time?
35.
Okay.
35. I had 2 kids. I had like $6.5 million worth of debt, like in mortgages.
But fire in the belly still, gung ho. I'm getting this thing sorted.
I could see what was possible, even if it took me 10 years. I could see that working on a building site every day with those kind of people wasn't my thing. They weren't my people, and I could see after meeting Ben what was possible. The people I started surrounding myself with. So I knew I was going to have to suck it up for a while. I could see what was possible.
It's so good that you say that. Like, when we come into this industry, and I met with a whole bunch of people last night that were wanting to come into it. So they're not students yet. And I know a lot of people that aren't students yet listen to the poddy. And, it's all glitz and glamour. You hear the top 1% or the best 1% of people's lives, especially in when it's making money, you know what I mean? But you're giving exposure to, it was a slog. First year was a freaking slog, but you got through it. So the 9 months doing both jobs, plus maybe the renos as well, like it's a lot to undertake, but you got through it, right? Like there was light at the end of the tunnel, and nothing good comes easy. But now you are here. So if we go year 1, 2 clients, maybe a couple of freebies as well, a couple of $5,000s, sounds very similar to my story. And then year 2 started to go. We're still operating in Melbourne.
It's funny you say that. All the big, I know all the big buyers agents, like all the guys that are doing really well. They're all really good mates of mine, and you see all the good stuff, but man, everyone struggles.
100%, right?
Even they're making $20 million a year, it's a struggle. It's like it's that's the thing that people need to realize. It's the best thing you'll ever do in your whole life, but it's a grind.
Yeah,
right? You got to have it in you.
That's exactly right. Like I think every single person that comes on here, says something very similar. Like, because they are successful, but you need to put the effort in. Like, you're not going to put the effort in, or sorry, if you're not going to put the effort in, you're not going to get the reward.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, year 2, what did that start to shift?
Year 2, 3, and 4 was very hard for me because I went through a divorce and moved states.
Yeah.
So, and COVID. It was kind of like a shitstorm. So I was lucky that, because when I went through a divorce, I had 2 kids that were 2 years old or 3 years old. Had them 50-50. So working on a construction site wasn't an option anymore.
Yeah.
So how was I going to do that? It wasn't possible. So I was like, I have to make this business work. So it was hard because it was going through all that, tied me up financially. But it was my drive still to this day. Like, I couldn't go back to a normal job. If I went to shit tomorrow, I couldn't go back to a normal job because I just couldn't look after my family.
Yeah.
So that's always kind of driving me. But year 2, 3, and 4 was like massive growth personally. Business-wise, it was very patchy because I was hard to focus fully on the business. But I got through it.
Yeah.
I learned a lot.
Survived.
Yeah.
So business books, like, really diving into that, right? Like, I'm assuming the 300 books weren't read in a year. Like, that's been over a couple of years.
I would have spent 90% of the money I made on coaches.
Yeah.
So I had business coaches, mindset coaches, fitness coaches. Like, every coach, some were 50 grand a year.
Yeah.
Some were free, but I spent all of my money on coaching, education. I did all this different business courses and just went all in on that. It's like, I need to learn how to do everything, and just spent 3 years. Every dollar went into that.
Yeah.
So I didn't take any money out for myself. All I did was exercise and get myself coached up.
And what was the reason behind that? Like, is it just, a lack of knowledge yourself and you just felt you needed to build a foundation?
Oh, mate, I've run businesses before. I've had restaurants and stuff like that. But coming into a world like this, to do well against people, like, I knew how to buy houses and renovate, and that's great. But to do well in an industry that was getting busier, if you're not up there, then you're never going to succeed.
Yeah.
So I needed to learn. Mindset was a big thing, because every day you're looking at other people, like people that start at the same time as me, 10 times ahead of me, and it's hard to not look at them and go, "How are they doing that?"
Yeah.
Like, them
the
personally.
Comparison just kills you. Yeah.
You know them personally, and it's like, how are they doing that? It's not them, it's not you. It's just there's something there. So constant coaching and people just helping me get to the right. I have like 4 coaches now.
Yeah.
I have CFOs. I have all these people helping me, just because I want to keep getting better. I don't want to build a massive business, but I just want it to be the best I can be, to get, I guess, the best out of myself.
Yeah. So coaching is a big thing. Fitness, you said, as well. So what sort of fitness did you?
I went a bit OTT on the fitness.
Yeah.
I started training for lots of Ironmans.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I did like 17 Ironmans and triathlons in
Holy
18
shit.
months.
Yeah. That's nuts.
I was training like 30 hours a week.
Wow.
That was like an escape, I guess.
Yeah.
I went too far.
Yeah, but that happens, especially over that period.
Yeah.
Like during COVID and all of that, like I changed my book appetite to like reading really obscure stuff.
Yeah.
Not so much business stuff. Like, I read the Gita, you know what I mean? Like Indian, like mythical, like I can't even think, mythology, right?
Yep.
And just like all these different things, just because it's like,
that's where you learn good stuff.
Yeah, you learn really interesting things, but also, I don't know, I think it was just I would have been a similar age going through that COVID period. And it's kind of just like, you're looking for something, you know what I mean? Like solving a problem, whatever it might be. Fitness as well was a big thing of mine, but 17 Ironmen.
Yeah. I could have gone either way.
And triathlons.
It was like going through a divorce is like pretty hectic, and you can go, and then I saw COVID happening. It's either I'm going to drink and just get wasted every day, or I'm going to be fitness free. There's only 2 ways people went. It's just pretty sad. Everyone just partied because they had nothing else to do, or they went super fit. I was like, okay, well, I've done the party side of my life. I'm done with that.
This is the better way.
Fitness, both a problem.
Yeah.
But it's a better problem.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, hopefully I'll tap out of that one day. But you learn a lot through fitness, man. Like pushing through those kind of things.
Totally.
You learn a lot about yourself.
Especially that, like cycling. What's your, which do you like
shit
the
at
best?
all of it, but I'm best at running.
Best at running.
I couldn't swim. I taught myself to swim.
Yeah, there you go. Wow.
And then did a full Ironman.
A full Ironman.
It was my
Man,
first
that's incredible. Good on you. That's freaking awesome, dude. Like, not many people can get through that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's there's a small amount of people in the world that have actually done them, but that's impressive.
Yeah, it was
to teach yourself that and like get through it, right? Because the mental strain, like the mindset to push through it, is just wild.
Yeah, I've dialed that back a bit now. So now I train every day, but not that much.
So still do triathlons? Like you like the triathlon training?
So training for a couple of Ironmans at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, a couple of marathons.
Yep.
Still do triathlon, a lot of gym, but kind of mix it more focused on business now and less on that.
Yeah.
But that's still like 2 hours a day, which sounds like a lot. It's not for me.
That's good though.
Yeah.
Like first thing in the morning, afternoon,
Always in the morning.
Yeah, always in the morning.
I've got 3 kids, so try and do it while they're asleep.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was on the bike. Like I just love the bike, and it's the amount of hours though involved. Like it does chew up the week for sure.
It's like a whole day.
Yeah, it is. It is. What's your favorite book?
Surrender Experiment.
Oh yeah,
Michael Singer.
Yeah.
That was the first one that changed my life.
Yep.
Made me. I probably read that like literally 3 times in a row. I listened to the audio and read it twice.
Yep.
That changed a lot of things for me. And made me just think a guy can go to a forest to get away from the world and meditate. Just kept building these billion-dollar businesses without wanting anything to do with it. Just like things just kept coming to him. Because I'm very like go to it, go. Where learning to pull back is actually sometimes a way better way to do it.
Yeah, it's space, right? Like just creating space.
Yeah.
I say this to Benny, like sometimes it's good to have that, we'll come up with a resolution. And it's like, I've had time to think, you know what I mean? Like a couple of days away from everything. And it's just like you problem solve in these moments. What's your process in reading? Like it sounds like you study more than read.
I don't read as much now. I listen more.
Yeah.
I just don't have the time anymore.
I've made a similar switch. Like I listen to more audiobooks for sure.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I like the physical nature of reading a book.
Yeah, I just fall asleep now.
Yeah. Hard to absorb
got a
the
1-year-old
words.
baby. It's
like, a 1-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I drive a lot, so that's the best time. Running, riding, driving, swimming, anything you can do in the sauna. As I'm, listening to a podcast or an audiobook. Yep. 100%.
And it's just on repeat. Like you just if you find something you like, you just listen to it again.
Yeah, I went through this phase where it was read as many books as I could.
Yep.
I literally read hundreds of books. It would have been probably in a 2-year period, and then I was like, hang on, why don't I just read the same book like 10 times and actually do what it says instead of just trying to read all these books and not implement one thing out of any of these books.
True.
It's like, so that's when I started to listen and read them and pick bits and pieces out.
Yep.
Yeah, because I find people just try and read a book a week. It's like
spot on, man.
Unless you're a freaking genius, it's pretty hard to remember what they said.
You can't absorb, you can't implement it, right? Like you're always looking for these golden nuggets, but if it's on to the next book, it's like, well, what was the point? It was a waste of time.
About it.
Yeah, 100%. So COVID, building this base, lots of coaches. You got a few coaches now. What's the business look like?
Good right now. Yeah. The last 18 months have been massive. So doubled every 6 months almost.
Wow. And investment, owner-occ?
Only investment.
Yep.
Australia-wide renovation focus. Still have challenges. It was funny. I was just with one of my clients then. I'm like 3 days ago, I was stressed out because I had too many clients to buy for.
Yep.
Bought a heap of properties. Now I'm like, oh, shit, I got no clients.
Yeah.
It's literally
fill the bucket.
Within 3 days, I went from like stressing about one thing to the complete opposite. Like both great problems to have.
Yep.
But every day is just new marketing team. That's not working. It's a constant thing, but it's I just think of every time I'm like, oh, it's a bit stressful. I think of construction.
Yeah.
Being on a building site, 12 hours a day, freezing cold. Like, no, this is the best thing ever. I love what it.
I said that to someone yesterday around the cold weather. You know what I mean? Like it's nice being outside and like doing things and whatnot. But then as soon as the weather changes in Melbourne, it's like, oh, it's kind of nice being inside. Yeah.
Oh, that's the best thing for me. I can live wherever I want. I live in Byron Bay. It's like, it doesn't get much better than that.
Pretty
Worked
good.
on construction there, I wouldn't be doing too well.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford to live there.
Well, that's it. So you're in Byron?
Yeah.
You're living in Byron?
Yeah, I've been there for a few years.
Yeah, cool. The types of purchases, so you said renos. What's the sort of like metrics that you're looking for? Is it undervalued stock? Is it, stuff that you guys can turn a quick profit on? Is it a flip or just hold?
So build portfolios, try not to flip, mainly because all the work's done and you pay the government half your money.
Yep.
I buy pretty much 99% off market, usually deceased estates, bank repossessions, basically worst house, best street.
Yep.
From 4 to 800,000 Australia-wide. Grandma's lived there since 1965. Purple carpets, brown walls. Get it for 100 grand undervalued, chuck 20 grand into it.
Yep.
Make 150 grand, buy the next one.
Go again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just keep rolling them through.
Every client buys multiple properties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are you completing the works or like not physically yourself?
Yeah,
but
I do everything. Project manage the whole thing.
Yeah, project manage it. Yeah.
Start to finish.
Yeah, that's awesome.
A lot of work.
Yeah. I bet it is.
Yeah.
So that's obviously going to limit your amount of clients that you can work with because there's other stuff involved in it, but no doubt you charge for that.
Yeah, it's not many people do it, yeah. So
not that I've I deal with lots of buyer's agents and not any at that level for sure.
Like I'm doing 7 renos right now at once in 4 states in Australia.
Yeah.
It's a lot of phone calls. There's a fair bit of work in it.
I bet.
But that's kind of the bit I like. So I kind of have staff to do mostly everything else.
Yeah.
But the reno side, I like doing the deal, like with the agent. I have people that source property for me, and then I do the deal, and then I like to do the renovation side of things.
Yeah.
So it is a lot of work, but it's the best part of it. That's where the money's made.
Yeah. And 7 renovations, it's mainly cosmetic, like that's what you're looking for. So structurally sound, but you don't want to be peeling back walls and all that kind of stuff. Like
so 10 to 40 grand.
Yeah. 10 to 40 grand. Okay, that's the spend. Okay, so it's nothing like too major.
Yeah.
But you get that real like drastic sort of impact.
Yeah, like 1 in 10 we'd probably do full bathroom, kitchen and gut and rebuild.
Yeah.
But most of the time it's just freshen up, maybe a kitchen, maybe a bathroom.
Yeah.
Might be a multi-year process. So some people don't have heaps of money, like it might cost 50. We might do the paint, floors, the lights, fans now, and then in 3 years when that tenant moves out, revalue it, then do the kitchen and bathroom.
Yeah.
So I'll have a client, like I'm doing a reno now for a client from 5 years ago because now he's ready to do another one. So 5 years later, we're doing that reno and then he'll buy another property.
Got it. Yeah.
So they're with me for life, basically.
What states are you?
Everywhere except WA and Northern Territory.
Yeah.
But mainly South Australia, Queensland.
Yeah. So the ones you got on at the moment.
Oh, South Australia. What have I got? South Australia, Queensland, like multiple parts of Queensland. So Brisbane and Queensland and Victoria.
Yeah. And that just say 40 grand. Does that get you more or less in each state?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So a bathroom, let's just say regional Queensland, you can get a bath. It's going to sound, doesn't make sense, but it's how it is at the moment. A bathroom for 15 grand, where in Adelaide, it can cost you 30.
In Adelaide, really?
Adelaide's super expensive at the moment.
There you go.
Where a year ago, it was 15 grand.
Yeah, I always thought Adelaide was like quite cheap.
Well, it was.
Yeah, there you go.
Until recently.
Crazy. And Melbourne?
Melbourne's, it's not too bad. It's hard to get trades, man. Like considering how big it is.
Reliability?
Yeah. I don't do much in Melbourne. I'm starting to do a lot in Melbourne, but more regional, like the Bendigos and stuff. But Brisbane's the best for me for everything.
Yeah, there you go. And it's only going to get better with the Olympics sort of drawing a lot of people up there.
Yeah, best trades, best prices. The rent's not as good at the moment, but a lot of buyers agents now, so it's harder to buy.
Well, this is true. This is true. We've done our job.
It's not as easy as it used to be.
Yeah.
It's funny. The first, I reckon, 3 years, I spent every single sales call explaining what I did. They're like, "What do you do? You're a buyer's agent. What's a buyer's agent?"
Yep.
And then I reckon within a 6-month period, it went from that to I'm speaking to 6 other buyer's agents. That happened very quickly.
Yeah.
Like a really, really short space of time. And now every conversation they're speaking to multiple buyer's agents.
And obviously your USP is you'll do the reno as well. Like that's what you're looking for. Get the uplift, go again.
It helps being, not one of the first, but one of the original, been around 8 years.
Yep.
That helps massively. Obviously I've got thousands of projects and reviews and all the rest of it. So that helps big time. But it's a lot easier now than it was when we started.
Yeah.
Because it's just a normal thing now.
Totally.
I'd rather that people are like, oh, there's all this competition to me, but it's way more normal now than it was then.
Absolutely.
Give me 10, 20 grand to help you buy a property 5, 10 years ago. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You're insane.
They look at you with two.
Yeah.
Like you got two
but now
heads.
it's just like, okay, so how much are you compared to this guy? Which is a very much easier conversation if you know what you're doing.
Oh, spot on. So USP being the renos, do you do like a regular check-in with those clients, like to say, a year anniversary, let's have a look at the property, let's go and do a review, see if we can get you more rent. Is that something that you guys do as well, or is it's probably more waiting for them to come back?
I speak to all of my clients at least every month.
Yeah, there you go.
Every single client I've ever had, I pretty much turn into friends.
Yeah.
Some more than others, but I will speak to them very, very regularly. Like, hey, how you going? Not even to care about business or getting another property. Just like, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
How's everything? How's your kids? How's this? How's that? Because it's a pretty it's like a relationship, man. You like get married for a few months.
I agree. Yeah.
And then if they're doing well or doing bad, doesn't matter. I want to know. Like if something bad happens in your property, and the property manager's not doing their job, I want to know so then I can fire them for you or fix the problem.
Absolutely.
I've referred pretty much every person they've been involved with. I hate it when clients, like I find out from someone that something's happened.
Yeah.
I'm like, why didn't you tell me? Because then I'll literally fix it straight away.
Yeah.
So it's like the buy and then get rid of the client doesn't make sense to me. I'd rather be involved for life.
It's weird at the end, hey, like you have that relationship. It's like you're speaking to them quite often.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what do we do now? You know what I mean? It's just like you're almost breaking up with them. It's quite a funny situation.
Yeah, I want to know I'd rather know issues than the good. Like everyone wants to know the good things. I'd rather know the issues because then I can fix them. Because then you're giving more value for nothing.
Yeah.
About something, and they're like, oh shit, he really did care. Because I actually do.
Yeah. What's your favorite part of the business like?
I don't even know. Hey, it's love-hate relationship with everything. Yeah. It's
sales, like you're still doing the sales side of it, or?
No, I gave up the sales.
Yeah.
I I'm not a closer, so I'm not very like close people on the spot.
Yep.
I actually did some work for Ben for the Buyers Agent Institute years ago, and I was not I had a really high close rate.
Yep.
I wasn't closing. It was my nurture.
Yep.
So I'm very good at nurture, which is not good when you're growing a business. You want to, still to close people. So I turned the nurture into looking after clients after they've signed up.
Yep.
So I kind of gave up the sales side of things because I'm too soft, maybe.
Yeah.
I got someone who's a gun, and then I'll just nurture them forever after that.
Got it.
So that's kind of where I put my energy.
Yeah, that's cool. So you've seen that like area where you're good, not so good, get someone in that's better at it. And then you just lean into your area of genius.
Like I've hired 5 people this year.
Yeah.
For all the areas that I'm no good at. One, to teach me to be better at it.
Yeah.
And then to make everything run more smoothly.
Love that. Yeah, that's cool. And it's good awareness as well. There's a lot of business owners that aren't aware on certain aspects, and maybe it's ego that kicks in, but it just sounds like you're quite open to like not being told, but like saying, okay, this is my weakness. Come in and help me.
My ego will send you broke in a second.
Yeah.
Because I've been there and it's been up and down. And it's always like, you know what? Actually, I'm not good at this. I need to get someone, someone in.
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot. Once you start making money and actually enjoying it, then you're like, okay, that was the right thing to do.
Yeah. And everyone's remote, like business runs remote. You're in Byron, but everyone else is sort of everywhere.
Yeah. Australia-wide and a couple in the Philippines.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I mean, that can be the dream. Not so much having people in the Philippines, but just being remote. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you can do anything from anywhere.
They're the hardest workers ever.
Yeah.
They're the best. Yeah. They're so onto it.
It is like that. And where to from here? Like what does living property look like over the next 12, 18 months?
Yeah, I'm going to tap out at probably 8 to 9 staff. I don't want to go. I think 7 to 10 is kind of the sweet spot, where you can make a good amount of money, have a life where you can remove yourself for a week or two if you want to. But you're still across. So just CEO, make sure everyone's doing their thing, get involved, still be across everything. Your profit margins are still high enough, and you still enjoy it, and everyone gets an experience where you're kind of involved, like every client. I don't want to be the guy that the clients have never speak to me just because I own the business. I like being involved in growing that. So I'm thinking 7 to 10. I actually did a 3-year business plan the other day. So it's 7 to 10 clients, 7 to 10 staff members. About 200 sales a year probably. Is the sweet spot I'm thinking.
Yeah, awesome. And how are you getting those clients? Like where are they coming from?
I spent a lot of money on marketing, but I'm still 80% referrals.
Yeah, there you go. So referral partners or previous clients?
50-50. So mortgage brokers, financial planners are the greatest. Number one.
Why is that? Like, why have you found financial planners?
I find that client trusts that person. It doesn't matter if they refer to me and it's from a financial planner. It's like it's 100%. Like they'll just believe it. Mortgage broker, whatever. Mortgage brokers, there's lots of them. But a financial planner and an accountant are like, they're almost like family. Like, you ever tried to sack your accountant? It's impossible. With them forever. So they just trust. And if a financial planner is referring to you because they're so heavily regulated, then you have to do a good job because they can get in some serious trouble. So I just find that a really good relationship.
It's so true. Like that client that engages a financial planner is different, right? Like they're going to seek advice, like they want to be told essentially like what's the best option. So when or they end up with you, they're there, like they want to be guided. So I was literally talking to people on a sales clinic today about this, that a client came into his world saying, I've done an investment property course. I know where to buy, blah, 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 blah. Like those clients just, make you cringe because they just won't listen, right? But the financial planning client, they've come in, it's like, hey, you tell me what should I do?
And if you've got a relationship with a financial planner and they trust you, you're like, they've got their full trust in you. Because they can get into some serious trouble. Like with the Royal Commission and stuff, you can't mess around. It's very serious. So it's just, it's a good place to get to. It takes a long time to get that relationship.
I bet.
But it is the best one.
Any things that have worked for you, like with building that relationship?
Try and get a financial planner that you can buy them a property personally and put them through the experience, even if you do it for free.
That's cool.
You literally need one financial planner and you could get 10 deals a month.
Right.
Like just do it for them. Make sure your process is really dialed in. Don't just do it for them and then mess it up. Have it dialed in. The whole process from start to finish. Every email, every text message, everything exactly the same like they're a client. And if they enjoy the experience, that's it. You're in.
So, it's pretty good. So referral partners, financial planners have been the sweet spot. I know how you've gotten the referrals from past clients is because you just nurture them, right? Like that's your thing.
Do a good job for one. Work with their team. So if they've got their own financial planner, their own broker, their own accountant, constantly keep them involved. Like, hey, this is how the property's going. Send it to them and say, this is how much it's worth now. The property manager, make sure they're dialed into it. So just the whole team at all times, keeping them up to date. In 6 months, this is how much it's worth now. What can we do next? What can you do next to reach out to their people as well, and just try and get clients to keep buying.
And do you ask them for the referral, or is it just it's pretty natural for them to?
No. Never ask for a referral.
That's so good, man.
Like I find that asking someone for a referral, like saying I'll give you a referral fee, like they're getting that. I mean, it's in the course, man. Like they're getting it every day. Just take the time to build the friendship. As go out for lunch, coffee. If you live remote, send them interesting stuff. Just build a friendship with them. Long term, it'll be way better.
It's so good to hear because it's clear that you're not, and by no means anything bad, like a salesperson. And you've gone into your natural mode of like helping people. And that's what's resulted in you having a successful business. You know what I mean? Like what you were saying earlier, like I don't like doing the pushy sales. I've not done that. I'm the soft closer. I'm the soft, nurturer, but that's what has made your business successful.
I find people can either smell the salesy and they don't like it, or you get the wrong client.
Yep.
So if you push someone into a sale because you've, mind fucked them into doing it, they will be a nightmare of a client because they actually don't really want to be there.
Yeah.
And it's a 2-month process. They'll work out one day like, oh, hang on a second, is this the right thing for me?
Yep.
So if you're just signing someone up for the sake of it to make money, it doesn't last long.
Man, I could not agree more. Like I was similar. Like I was definitely a salesperson, like in that sales seat. But my process was still close them, but I gave them as many exits.
Yeah.
Like there's a door there, door there, door there, door there. This is your decision, right? Like and I never had fallovers. Like my fallover rate was like really low because I just gave them the options. So it's always been my approach to like just, get the right client, make sure that they're making the decision, not you're a good salesperson because you can get them to pay a deposit.
That's the problem with the closing industry is, high ticket closing is all about getting closes, like close, which is great if you're selling something like a course or, something. But if you're selling a relationship for a long period of time, it involves sometimes millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're just pushing people into buying that, mate, your Reddit account's going to be off its head.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
No one wants.
Yeah, no, agree. So 7 to 8 staff, you still working in it. Is this the long-term game? Like you're going to be in this for a while? Like you can see you enjoy it still and you're going to be here?
Yeah, property development on the side.
Yeah.
For myself, not for anyone else. And this will be it for as long as I can see.
And it's good, again, to speak to someone that's been in it for a while. But if you were to rewind back to 2018, would have you done anything differently, like knowing what you know now?
Heaps of things, but that was just the journey I went on.
That's it, right?
More
no
content,
regrets.
more often, like giving less of a fuck what people think and just doing it. If I did consistent content, nonstop every single day for then, probably be, like Jack Henderson.
Yeah.
Just pumping out. He just never gave up. If I'd have done that, probably be way more ahead. But that wasn't how it was for me.
Yeah.
I'm where I am because of where I am. What else can you do, man? Just do the best you can do every day.
Yeah, it's awesome. Question I always ask as we wrap up. If you were walking down the street and someone said, hey, Ollie, I know you're a buyer's agent. I've been thinking of becoming a buyer's agent. What would you say to them?
It's funny because I did some sales for Ben for the Buyer's Agent Institute for a while during beginning of COVID, and everyone had the same doubts. Like I didn't have doubts, I just did it because for me the investment is so low that if I don't actually become a buyer's agent, it didn't bother me because I still would learn something.
The skills,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, the skills involved. Yeah,
for anything under whatever 10 grand or whatever it is, if you actually think you want to learn anything about property or about anything. Why wouldn't you do it? So for me, it was you're obviously on the call or you want to think about doing something else. Why not just try it? Like I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on courses and all this stuff, not to get anything out of it, just to learn. So why not? It doesn't make any sense to me. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You don't have to. You're not selling your life to do it. Definitely do 2 things at the same time. What you're doing now and what you want to do, and then see if it works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good, mate. Glad to have you along.
Thanks
this was awesome. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Thanks again.
Thanks for having me.